Hello and welcome. My name is Tom.
And I'm Heather.
And you're sitting at the Couples Table.
The Couples Table is a live stream podcast here on this channel. Join us for better or worse.
For richer and poorer. Poorer is underlined.
In sickness and in health.
Whenever we stream.
Poorer is underlined.
That's a Simpsons quote.
Oh, see. Woo. Hi, everybody. It is episode 107. Can you believe it?
Crazy.
Yep.
Did you know if you get, speaking of videos,
Yeah.
my very first video on my channel is about how to get your drone license, which is part 107. That's your license.
There you go.
It's all tied together.
Hello, everybody. Let's say hi to everyone. First of all, shout out to the pre-show crew. That was fun.
VIP
seeing
invites.
you all. Bailey, Jared in the house, Parker Jennings, what's up? Spiral Lab, hello. Conquest Racing Club, there it is. Freddie always. The table is set in a couple seconds. Well, let me tell you, I completely forgot.
You pulled it together though, really quick.
Well, see, because it's just on here.
You just had to find it.
It's just on here. Yeah. Mr. Camera Junkie in the house, Rio Pell Room. What's up? Josh Scott.
haven't seen you forever.
Hello. How are you? Just watched a video of Cat hanging out in Buck Studios. Very cool. That was very cool. That was super fun.
That was it's so weird to, I don't know if anyone here has had the experience, but I had it like when Peter was here. When you see people that you're familiar with, but then they're in like your space.
Yeah.
And then I was watching Kat like edit the video because she was like cutting stuff out of the stream, and then you see
your
someone
studio.
Yeah, on her computer was like my camera. It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Chip, Nick
Nick
Lewis,
is here.
what's
Chip
up?
is here.
Michael, hi, introvert amateur. Hello, everybody. Well, there you go. Look at us, 2 weeks in a row.
I know.
Wow.
Amazing.
That's like legit.
Not sure if we'll do next week because there is an appointment.
I feel like we should do it.
We'll
I
see.
might be late.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Next week's question mark because of
next
scheduling.
week's a question, but we're gonna plan on it. I'm planning
At
on
least
it.
on Thursday.
Yeah. Anyway,
So
Tom,
last week
Last
we
week.
kind of caught up, talked a lot about stuff. We talked a lot about things that I was up to and working on. And this week we have a lot of things to catch up on what you're up to and working on.
yeah.
And what we're all working on, but
you texted me while you were ice skating this morning, and you were like, "We should talk about this."
right. Because
So what is that?
I talked about, okay, Heather made a video yesterday.
Yes, I did.
And we're going to talk about that video. And in that,
Run!
she started by
Hey, Richard.
showing a clip from an old video that she made like many, many years ago.
Many.
In the world of YouTube,
Okay,
7
fine.
years
Yes.
ago is a very long
Okay,
time.
true.
I'm sure there are silver play button channels where people weren't even alive 7 years ago. Some 6-year-old. But yeah, she made this video and she was kind of going through it. And I thought it was really interesting. And as you were looking back and watching your video, you were like, oh, it's so cringy and I can't believe this and that and the other thing. And I was like, I love it. I know that embarrassing feeling and I know that that's normal, but I loved watching somebody in the early phases just go for it and figure it out.
Okay, so your comment was that, like,
Yeah.
because when I'm watching it, it's just, I cannot help but cringe. It's just like, I don't know why that's like my instinct. And then you left a comment that was like, oh, the cringe part is like when you're trying something new.
Yeah, people who don't try anything new don't do anything cringy other than not trying anything
Right.
new.
And the cringe comes from trying something new. And like when you pointed that out, I was like, it was like, boom. Oh my God, that's what it is. Like, I feel like people don't want to feel that feeling, so they just don't try at all.
Right.
Because cringy isn't a good feeling. It's not a bad feeling, but it's uncomfortable, you know?
Yeah.
And like, it's cringy while you're doing it. It's cringy for as long as that video's up there. It's cringy when you watch it back. Like, I will probably always feel that feeling. Like, yeah. But like, I'm happy I did it. You know, I'm super proud I did it, and it was awesome looking back. So it just made me think, like, I wish I came to that realization so much longer ago, so I can tell everybody who's like, oh, but I'm scared of making a video. I'm like, yeah, because it's cringy, like, it's uncomfortable, but also if you can push through that, like, you're not going to regret it. I don't think.
Yeah, and that's why when we want to talk about why we make videos, I didn't want it to be YouTube specific because people make videos for all kinds of different reasons, and So you made the video yesterday.
Yeah.
Last week we were talking, and we sort of touched on like you sort of feeling like this kind of creative block. But one thing you had said, which was very important, or maybe this was in the other stream we did in the network. It doesn't really matter. But the thing you had talked about was that you really like making videos. You weren't sure where the video should go or how to approach it or anything, but you liked making videos. And I thought that was like, I kept repeating it because I was like, I think this is a very important thing. If you don't like making videos and don't like the process of making videos, everything else is kind of doomed.
Yeah.
But if you like making videos, then that's the foundation. Everything else kind of can fall into place. And so I thought that was really interesting because I think everybody here, to some degree, in some way, somewhere, likes making videos. And that's why we're here. And I thought that'd be a fun thing to talk about.
Yeah. It's, you know what, okay, so the last video I made, the last 2 videos I made were probably like a month ago, where it was the vlog where we went to Tiffany's, you had your flight lesson. I made a video about like how it makes me feel weird when people ask me how many subscribers I have. But like I felt like that was just a little glimpse of getting back into it. Yeah. And then I think I found out I was anemic. I keep saying I have amnesia. That's a different thing.
Just forgetting.
Anemic. And so I had to take care of that. So I had to stop. But like I kept telling Tom the next day after I made those videos, like how much fun it was to just be back in it, you know? And like it just so happened that when I was vlogging, someone bumped into us in the parking lot.
It's the first time that's like ever happened.
Yeah. And like was like, oh, is this for YouTube? And had totally, you know, subscribed to our channels and stuff. And I was like, see, this is that like, I don't know what that is, that juju, like the fun, positive mojo. Juju that happens like when you're just putting it out there, creating content.
The flow.
Yeah, like the world shifts. And I was sad that I had to stop. And then so yesterday I made another video, and I feel like back on, and like the gears are turning. And now it's like, you know, even last week on the couples table I was feeling like wah, because I haven't made a video. Felt weird. It felt weird to be.
I mean, you've made like 700 videos.
I know, but like actively, you know what I mean? Anyway.
Speaking of active, thank you.
Hey!
Andrew.
What's
out
up?
Of the box.
Good to see
for
you.
A massive super chat. I hate watching my old videos. Then again, I hate watching my new videos.
Thanks for the super chat. I'm surprised we haven't seen you at the rink, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you're the one I'm waiting to bump into.
Let's go ice skating together.
I mean a game, not like the actual rink. Of course.
Let's go ice skating.
Let's see.
Anyway.
Ron, it's good to see you. Richard, what's up? Loved Heather's video from yesterday. Thanks, Spiral Lab. Here's video.
Yeah,
so
if you haven't
awesome.
seen it, go watch it.
I really saw that video in my inbox. I love the green screen effect with the old video, and I'm thinking of doing something similar with an old video. My most successful to see if I agree with my own advice. It's like way fun. I think it'd be awesome. I think it's cool because it's like you could do that for so many videos, and you could just be like, is this still relevant? You know, like how have things changed? It's just a natural discussion right there. What it do? Kangaroos, the Paul Duncan in the house. What's up? I don't like the sound of my voice. Let's see. Hey, Melanie, good to see you. I miss Heather vlogs. Old to be back. They will be back.
Oh,
I've been there a ton. We just missed you. That's crazy. Okay.
You must be in the VIP luxury boxes up there.
The second floor.
Drinking champagne.
Anyway, so why do you make videos, Tom? Let's start there.
I don't know. I've always loved making videos, and that's kind of like a thing. My earliest memory is my parents using the camcorder, filming something like a birthday, and then later that night or a trip, being able to watch it back and really feel like I was reliving it, because it's like I remember what I was thinking and feeling there, and look, there it is. I'm like 3 or 4 years old. And then it was my dad who would take the camcorder and do stupid little jump cut effects and things, or, you know, like stand here. Okay, now stop recording. Okay, walk away and I'll start recording. And then we'd play it back and I would disappear. Or, you know, he would, like, when I started realizing it's not just to capture things, but then you can kind of shape things and create things. That's when I got hooked and was very excited about it. And then for some reason, the actual like production and the gear part of it was also really interesting to me. Again, I have no idea why, but it just was. And it just has never stopped. And so that's why I like making videos. And I spent so much of my life making videos that no one could ever see because they were just on VHS tapes somewhere or 8mm tapes. And then YouTube shows up and it's like you can make videos and share it with everybody. And I just feel like I'd be silly not to take advantage of that. So I make videos because I really love making videos.
Yeah.
I love the whole process. And I'm really grateful to live in a time where we have something like YouTube to share those videos.
Yeah.
Why do you make videos?
So I like you have a lot of childhood memories.
Well, because I'm gonna just we have very different approaches to what we like and don't like about the process.
Yes, very different. But I love that about us.
Yeah,
I love that
too.
we are just on complete opposite sides of the same thing.
You genuinely do like making videos, like
no, I do though.
Yeah. It's different. It's different from how I like it, but she likes thinking of ideas, recording, editing, finishing the whole thing, watching the whole back. Like you're definitely someone I would describe as liking making videos.
I freaking love it, dude. Like I think I forgot how much I loved it until it's been a day. It hasn't even been 24 hours. But I feel like I don't know. I just feel that feeling of like, when something literally gives you life, like you're super into something, you can't stop thinking about it. Like I have that, and I've always had that, but ebbs and flows and stuff like that. But I feel like when I'm really into making videos and I allow myself to make videos that I really want to make, I see like the best version of myself. And I love how I come alive that way by making videos. And I feel like there are very few things that bring this out of me. You know what I mean? And I'm really appreciating that.
Yeah.
In a way I haven't before, because before it's like, I mean, we can, this is a whole other part to this discussion, but I think like what I did was, yes, I've always had fun making videos, but then I would steer the focus to like, well, this is YouTube and this is what you should be doing on YouTube and this is how you should be doing YouTube and this is like, and it just took away from the like fun part. And unfortunately, like the way that my brain works, I can't do half normal and half like fun. It's just either or. And so for this, for my new challenge, 38 by 38, I'm gonna make 38 videos by the time I turn 38, which is on July 2nd. And I'm just gonna focus on fun. So I'm excited. I'm so excited to be like, what is video number 14 going to be? I have no idea. But I really want to.
I want to dive into the discovery of how you got to the 38 by 38 thing, but I want to also dive into.
Yeah, Kat's in the house. What's up?
Kat was in the house. Kat. She was here a couple weeks ago.
It was so good seeing you, Kat. Ron says, I missed the vlogs. Girls are skipping full now. Yeah. So impressive.
She's had people. Strangers come up and tell her, pardon my French, that she is a badass on the jump rope. I don't have people coming up, strangers telling me I'm that good at anything. I usually have them tell me, like, can you move, sir?
It's so funny because, see, here... Okay, I'm literally going through the same process that I just described with jump rope all over again because I love jump rope. Something clicked a few weeks ago where I felt like I was on fire. I've been scrolling on social media so much, seeing all these pros doing things that I can't do, and I'm feeling really crappy about myself. It's taking away from the fun. Yes. And now I don't care about it. That's not that I don't care about jump rope, but I can feel myself like, well, I'm not good. I can't do that thing.
There was kind of a cool thing that happened, though, where you've been practicing stuff. Normally when you go to the gym, there's like a group exercise room, like the classroom. But if there's no classes, you can just go in there. So you go in there and jump because it's like a dance studio almost. Wood floors, mirrors everywhere.
Yeah.
And we went to the gym, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. And there was a class, so you couldn't go. And you just sort of had to jump in the middle where there's no mirrors or anything.
It's in front of the treadmills.
Yeah. But you didn't.
The treadmills and the stationary bikes.
You remember you telling me you couldn't be distracted by the mirrors and how the form wasn't perfect. It was just
like fun. I needed the mirror to check my form, like
which is important.
That's important. But then I feel like I was getting all up in my head because it wasn't looking right. And instead it was just like, I had to just flow. Mm-hmm. There's no right or wrong. Just go. Like, just do what your body naturally does. And I feel like, I feel like, I don't know what the equivalent is, but like, say dance, right? Like, you learn the foundation, like the basics of certain dance steps. And when you're learning, it's like you learn the basics and then you learn to do them in order. Yeah. And then you do it on the right and then you do it on the left. And you just kind of like do that. But then you get to a point where you can start making all kinds of combos that are your creative side, right? Like you end up coming up with your own choreography. And I felt like I hit that point when I walked away from the freaking mirror, and it was really awesome. So anyway.
Foot Dr. Zach, thank you for this super chat.
Big shout out for the hologram tutorial. Oh, that's great.
That's really cool. The most common question I got in that video from 2 weeks ago was, can you do this in eCam? Or can you do this on a live stream? And the answer is mostly yes. Not 100%, but like 85% yes. And so the video I'm working on for next week explains how to do that in eCam and OBS. So that way, if you don't want to like edit together this screen recording hologram effect in Final Cut and you want to do it live or whatever, you can. And it looks almost as good.
Sparlab says, it's so obvious Tom loves making videos. He makes weekly how-to tutorial review videos, and everyone has a beautiful little film. I love that.
Thank you very much.
Drew says, as always with the couple stable, how I've been feeling in my day-to-day life comes up as a topic.
That's because we're spying on
Nick
you.
says, I just like being paid to talk. Okay, Nick, I think for the past 2 weekends, we've hosted people.
Oh, yeah.
And we just watch your videos.
Yeah.
Like, it's happened every time
someone has come over. And it is kind of the way we explain, because we're like, oh yeah, like we have a friend, he does stuff about like design trends and interior design and stuff. I
feel like it starts out with like, here's what we're trying to describe. Here's an example of someone who's doing it really well. But then we just get lost in like, God, tell me about this like bathroom decor or whatever. And I'm just like, all of a sudden I'm just watching the video and I forget, like, you're just so good at it. Your videos are so entertaining and they're just super fun to watch. Mm-hmm. I've recently been struggling to make videos as I've been focusing on my touch-up photography. Separating my attention has not been possible with me, unfortunately.
That is hard.
Yeah.
It's definitely tough.
Balance. Yeah.
Hello from Morocco.
Hello. Another day in paradise. Yeah. Muscle memory, creativity. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that's how it is for a lot of, I think, for all creative outlets. It's like you learn
the fundamentals.
But then you apply it to your thing with your style, your voice, your individuality. Like, you make the thing that only you can with the skills that you've learned.
Right.
So yeah, I'm just going in a I don't know, like I feel like if I were to consult with myself, right, like if I were to YouTube coach myself, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing? But I'm okay with that. I think that's like the exciting part of this challenge is like, it's truly just for me. Like, I really just want to.
Let's talk about this challenge, because maybe not everyone even
knows
what we're talking about here.
You were like, let's talk about
this, because there's a lot to talk about there. So basically,
too much Marvel. Yeah.
Heather was you were sort of like having ideas and having these like thoughts and feelings and stuff. And then yesterday I had to leave for like the first half of the day. And as I was leaving, you were like, I'm getting out the notebook. You're going to come back and I'm going to have ideas. And I was like, okay. And by the time I had come back, not only did you have ideas, but you had filmed and were editing a video. And that was pretty cool. So what happened? And it's a video that's already out on her channel. So conceived, filmed, edited, uploaded one day. Yeah.
So long story short, I feel like I have 4 YouTube channels at this point. I feel like this is my 7th year doing YouTube. And even though I don't have a silver play button for any of them, I don't feel like I have failed, right? Like, I'm very proud of like how YouTube has fit into my life and what it has allowed me to do, and what I have been able to do because of it. But the thing is, I've had to take some time off, and then I was like ready to come back. And I think just because, it's like when you go on vacation, you come back to your desk and like, what was I working on? Like, what was the priorities? Like, what I can't get back into the mindset that I was in. And I like don't, and even like looking back at my notes, I'm like, it doesn't seem relevant anymore.
Yeah,
and so like
I don't care anymore.
Yeah, and so I was like, I could feel the itch. Like I really want to make something, but I don't know where or how or what. And like then like the more I thought about that, the more I was like, okay, I could tell it was really bothering me, like to the point where it started to become a chore to think about. Like I didn't even want to think about it anymore because I was like, I'm not getting anywhere. I feel like I'm just going in circles, and I feel like I was waiting for an answer to just show itself. And usually when I'm at that point, it's just like, I don't know if my brain is working in the background where it's like, ding.
I think it is. 100%.
It's just like all these little pieces come together. And so, yeah, I came up with this challenge, 38 by 38, because the thing that I really want to do is just make videos. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. You have 4 channels. Just pick where you want to put it, and it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, historically though, for you, the 4 channels, the agony I have seen is almost like, what do I focus on? And it's almost like, it seems like you might have felt that having the multiple channels is like a bad thing. And I should kind of only have the one, but I should.
It is a bad thing. Like I feel like if you want to, like straight up, if I change my hat and I go into YouTube coach mode, like. Have 1 channel, bro. If you want the check mark, here's an example of someone doing it right. 1 channel. The second channel was totally a supplement and is like not a priority. It's there if you need it.
I really want to upload. I haven't uploaded in like 5 months.
But it's not like I'm trying to grow too. You know what I mean?
No, that one I don't. Like, if anything, I don't.
He has a silver play button. It's his full-time thing. Like if you want this,
if you want all this.
But I think like it's just, it's funny looking back. It's fun. I think 7 years is just it's a funny amount of time. But like, looking back, I've tried so many different things. And I remember my most recent like big push was just like, just do it the way that Tom is doing it. Like step by step, word for freaking word. And because I'm an extreme, to the extreme, I take everything to the extreme. I literally copied everything word for word. So I went to Tom's channel description.
Videos.
I went to his channel description and I copied it and just made it like made my version, and that was my YouTube channel description. And then like your video descriptions, I did the same thing. Like even the way like your like I made a video on my tutorial channel about the green screen. Yeah. Like that was heavily influenced by you. I even had you film the B-roll. So like, I was just like, if I want what you have, why? Like, I have no excuse. I live with the guy. Like I could see exactly what you're doing it and how you're doing it. Why can't I just like literally? I could look over and copy exactly what you're doing. It never clicked. Just didn't click for me.
It's different for everybody. It's not. Which I guess is a good experiment. You can't just copy paste.
It's not a formula that like, if it were a formula, then everybody would do it.
Right. It's like if you've ever worked for a brand or a client, and they're like, "We want a viral video," and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'll stop making these non-viral videos now. Let's make it because I know how to we'll make this one a viral one because that's something you can do."
So I feel like that when I didn't have a template to copy, I didn't know what to do. Mm-hmm. And I feel like this is just I literally took the bell and I just swung
I
swung that thing and rang the thing like
rang thing
completely in the other direction. And it's just like No, absolutely no strategy, pure fun, like pure. I don't even care if it's chaos.
It's just making videos.
It's just,
and you have all these different outlets.
Like there's no excuse. Whatever idea I come up with, it has somewhere to go because I got 4 at this point, which is like total insane. I feel like I can go to Vid Summit and do a whole talk about what not to do.
But that's what
Exhibit
not to do
A.
if you're trying to grow as fast as possible, be as profitable as possible, as fast as possible. Like, no, this isn't what to do, but that's not what you're trying to do. What I think is so interesting about where you're at is finally having the realization of, I've done this for 7 years. When you're just making your first video and you're just picking up a camera for the first time and learning how to edit, there's the learning curve, right? Of just making something that's decent, that makes sense. Like, that's hard. That's a hard skill to learn. But you're 700 videos in or something. You're way past that. So, you know, like you were saying to me, if you make a video, technically it's going to be good. Like, you don't have to overcome those hurdles. You're on to kind of a different thing now. And I think, you know, it's almost like when you meet someone who's, I don't know, in their 60s or 70s, and they're just like, I don't care anymore. I'm just going to do the thing I want to do because I have all these decades of experience where now I am comfortable doing this. It's almost like a version of that.
It really does feel like a huge relief, which is crazy because I feel the relief that I would feel as if I had already completed the challenge.
Right.
Like, it's like I feel so light, and I think it's just being able to look, like, giving myself permission to just do it the way that I want to do it, you know? And I've had to, you know, in addition to the learning curve, it's also learning, like, oh, if you make 10 videos, 1 pops off, that doesn't mean you necessarily need to lean into that, you know? And like, I've had to learn that the hard way of like, oh shoot, here's where the community is responding, here's where the views are going, YouTube is telling me like make more videos like this.
I've seen you unlist your most popular video.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm not going to be that channel. I'm not making more content about that.
Multiple times, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like in the past 7 years, I have that. I've done all those things, and I just want to see like, okay, what can I come up with now? And that's just me, right? But in the bubble of content creation, I also do feel like it's an interesting time because I feel like, I don't know, it's just I feel like the space is like changing.
I feel like it's definitely changing. I know the word burnout is like cliche at this point, but I almost feel like it's fatigue, not necessarily burnout.
Yeah, that's the word.
Like stagnation is sort of like the things that I keep thinking of. And so what's really cool, the reason I'm so excited about this for you is because what I see is you taking things that you have almost felt were like liabilities or things that you need to fix or go against, and instead of doing that, you're embracing it and just accepting it, and then like literally like going with the creative flow of everything. Yeah. And that's going to be different. It doesn't mean everyone should start 4 channels and make 38 videos or whatever.
Don't do what I'm doing.
But it means like,
I'm just,
you know, you're forcing this thing of how it should be done this way over here, and instead taking a step back and going like, what do I just want to do? Yeah. And, you know, like obviously if you know, like if you're trying to, there's certain things that are incompatible, maybe like trying to earn as much money as possible and then do things the way that you want to do them might not work.
Like, I realize that, you know, this isn't effective in terms of business and growth and stuff.
But for anybody thinking of doing something like that, like, you know, just understanding that and being realistic about it. And then, so that's not the judgment.
Like I know what my expectations are.
Your view count isn't the measure of success. Your revenue isn't the measure of success. I think that at your skill level, with just who you are, making 38 videos in 3 months, I think it will open up opportunities and things and probably end up generating some kind of revenue or something.
I mean, it always has. Like, it always...
You can't predict where things will go because there's way too many variables.
Right.
But, you know, I think that will happen because that is what has happened, but you can't force it to happen, and it's not the reason.
That's not my drive.
Right.
That's not my motivation at all.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, we'll see. But I'm excited. I just feel it.
Super excited for you.
Feel it in the air.
Just embrace what makes you you.
Feel it in the air. Okay, we are.
We got a lot of catching up to do.
Let's see.
So,
Another Day in Paradise. I have been podcasting for about a year. You guys have been great inspiration. My podcast, Another Day in Paradise, is like a therapy. Usually around 50 views, but I still love podcasting. It's great.
See, making the thing is its own reward sometimes.
Sup?
Also, 50 views on a podcast is actually a lot, by the way.
Yes, you would know. I would. That's an actual data point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we're talking about YouTube or whatever, but generally speaking, especially audio-only podcasts, 28 views in the first 7 days put you in the top 50%.
It's great.
Yeah. What is happening out there? Is it the mail or like a dump truck? Oh, it's like a dump truck.
Drew.
Oh.
That sounds amazing. Heather's so excited to see you excited to make videos again.
Me too.
Thanks for the super chat. Tombuktu.
Yes.
Rich, what's up? I just crossed 100 subs after 3+ years, almost 400 uploads, 30,000 views.
See, 400 uploads and 30,000 views. Those are like really the big milestones.
Yeah, that's like huge.
Because you can't control the subscribers. I guess you can't really control the views, but 400 uploads is huge. And 30,000 views is a lot of views.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
No one size fits all. I'm totally doing it. I think you're doing great.
It depends on if you're having fun.
Well, okay, to put it in perspective, right? So, like, my last 3 videos I've uploaded on this channel, that includes the one from last night and then the 2 vlogs I did, like, last month that I was super excited about. I was just like, I can't tell you how excited I was about those videos. I've lost subscribers every time. If you go to my YouTube, like, creator studio, it's negative. And I'm happy about that because to me, it's like just the people who aren't, if you're not going to stick around, that's cool. Like, we're not friends. Like, just go, like, there's plenty of other channels that are your thing. And I want to continue making videos that I want to make. So, like, it's, I don't know. My point is that you can kind of contextualize what the numbers mean. I think that's great. The dogs are going crazy. The dogs also think it's great. Bailey, if it doesn't click for you, Heather, your audience definitely won't click on the video because they'll feel that it is unnatural. Gotta check the viral video box. Yeah, seriously. I made a YouTube video to extend my comfort zone and to justify my cameras. I love that. Level up with Mike Newman. Tom just nailed it. Everybody wants instant success, but the most important thing is to stay true to yourself and be patient, because if you don't believe in yourself, your viewers won't believe either.
Yeah, people can feel that.
The thing is, like, that is hard because if you told that to me like 2 years ago, I'd be like, yeah. But like, if you're not sure what you're doing, like what your voice is, what you're trying to say, it's like, how could I be true to someone I'm still figuring out, like that, especially in a creative thing.
Well, I think that goes back to why things feel cringy when you watch them back, is because you're watching yourself figure something out. So it's not fully formed yet.
You're in an uncomfortable situation
like
when you're watching
stage.
It.
Yeah. But you have to do it. Being a beginner can really suck sometimes, but as I've been learning to embrace the beginner phase of things can also be really cool.
Fatigue is a great word. I may have missed this, but are the 38 videos across multiple channels or focused on one? They are across multiple channels. I don't know where. It's just kind of like...
So it's kind of like, I have an idea. I want to make something. I want to make it... Where does it fit?
Yeah.
Like, it's like that toy that the kids have where it's like a circle, a square, and a star, and they put the shapes through it. Yeah. And you're like, okay, I made a star. Where's the star? Although sometimes it would also fit in the square because it's the shapes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you pop the triangle
in
the
Roger.
Square.
Gil, what's up? Hey. Hot tub ladies in the house.
Yay.
Hi. Yeah. So... I don't know. I'm excited. Well, here's another thought I had, because going off of the creator space is changing. I don't really know.
It's been changing so long that like it's been changing longer than it has.
Yeah, but like. I could put an anchor in terms of like, okay, during the pandemic, there was a bunch of people who like jumped in for the first time, right? And I feel like it's been 3 years now, say 2.5. That's enough for somebody to like, the ones that made it, the ones that are figuring it out, or like probably quit, right. Like it's like you shake the like pan and like
sifter,
the sifter thing. Yeah. So I feel like, you know, you're going to see that
you got a pan for gold
cycle. Yeah. But now I feel like there's a different cycle. And I think this has to do with like, you know, I think all the platforms are changing. I think AI is having a huge, you know, is a disruptor to the whole space. Because now it's like, it's so easy now because AI will just do it for you and write your video scripts and stuff. But the thing that I was thinking, which I felt like, oh, this is kind of perfectly timed, is that I feel like genuine, deep connections, like the opportunities for that are getting lost in the super quick, swipey connections. Just because there's more opportunities for the swipey and less, like, I feel like, like I feel like people have to go out of their way to use the internet to connect deeply, versus like it's habitual now to do the like micro connections, which like, you know, man, I just attended Canva Create this morning, and it's crazy because, you know, it's a lot of companies and brands that use Canva in their marketing and their, you know, advertising and stuff like that. And small to, you know, super large corporations are they're creating content and uploading content multiple freaking times a day. Like multiple times a day, which is insane to me, because like now add in everyone else who's also like trying to connect, and it's just like the amount of like info that we see every day. It's like crazy to be able to take that in, reflect, you know, have your own thought, wake up the next day, what am I gonna do about it, you know, like
there's no time for that.
I feel like I don't want to say it's fading. I just feel like this is taking up more of the space. And so like I'm excited to lean more into the deeper connection, right? Because like the way that I'm doing it is not, I'm not gonna blow up, right? Like it's not a quick video that someone can consume. That like there are more opportunities to consume short form content right now. So like if you wanted to grow a channel, like make that, because every platform is pushing that right now, and I'm doing the complete opposite. My video last night was 22 freaking minutes of me just sitting and talking in the same angle, you know. So my suspicion is that amongst all the fatigue, I feel like people are people, and there's always going to be a craving for like deep connections, and those like, you know, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like the thing that we all went to the internet for during the pandemic because we couldn't do it in person, right? Like that, like, oh my gosh, here are all these people I would have never met that I have stuff in common with, that like we have completely different lifestyles, we're different ages, we're on different sides of the planet, but like we connect in this way. I feel like that's getting harder and harder to do,
right?
But it's still going to be there, right? Like people still are always going to want that. So it's going to be interesting, especially in the world of AI, that like the AI is writing your YouTube scripts, the AI is freaking editing your video. Like, I'm not saying AI is a bad thing, but I see a lot of people leaning on it a lot. And I feel like, you know, I feel like if you can go the extra step and also put in your individuality, even though it takes longer, it may cultivate that deeper connection that will have a longer lasting impact.
Have you ever heard of the Fender custom shop for guitars?
No, Tom.
What? You haven't?
So, it's like when you asked me who the Aquavets are the first day we met.
So most big music companies have like a custom shop, and Fender has maybe one of the most famous, if not the most famous. Fender makes guitars, basses, instruments, And they have ranges. So like a Fender Stratocaster, for example, which is probably, if you're not someone who plays guitar and you just think of a guitar, it's probably a Stratocaster or something that looks kind of like it that you're thinking of. And they make that at different price ranges. So there's really inexpensive versions that are, made overseas for maybe $100 or $200. There's like a mid-range version from Mexico that's, $600 to $800, maybe close to $1,000. There's the American-made ones, which go for, up to a couple thousand. And then there's the custom shop ones, which are made, they're just made not too far from us in California. And I forget how many like custom shop makers they have. It's like 8 people or something, 12 people maybe. And the waiting list to get one is like 3 years long. The guitars themselves are anywhere from $5,000 to unlimited thousands of dollars, $20,000, $50,000 for the same Stratocaster, Telecaster, like it's a Fender guitar. It's going to be higher quality than the ones that you would buy at like Guitar Center or something, because literally the person who's making it for you, they've talked to you about it, they've taken all of your stuff, you guys have designed it together. That person walks out into like their warehouse and gets a slab of wood and like looks at the grain, like this grain would be perfect for their design. This type, like they do everything from when it's just chunks of wood to when it's a finished guitar. They make the electronics by hand. They do all that kind of stuff. So it is better than the one you're going to buy at Guitar Center. Is it $10,000 better? No. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because it kind of reminds me of a little bit of the debate between like AI, short form, and this kind of stuff, where it's like there's room for everything. Like you need those other more affordable, low end, quick, easy to produce instruments. Not everybody, if all they sold were these custom shop guitars, nobody would play guitar. But there's also people who, even though they have those options, will go out of their way to get this other thing, not because it's the most practical, but because they connect with it and there's a purpose for it in a really specific way that you just can't get otherwise. And I feel like there's sort of a similarity there. And, Fender's been running both of those for decades, side by side. And a cool thing, this is not really related to the analogy I'm making, but I just think that it's really cool.
What's cool, Tom?
The custom shop builders do not have a quota. So each one kind of specializes in different things. And they seem to stay at the company for a number of years, decades and stuff, till they retire and train a new person, like an apprentice, to take over. So it's not just like, I want a custom shop guitar and just whoever's open, like you pick the person. Like I want Heather to make mine because she's really good at this specific thing and she has this style. And you're like, well, my wait list is 2.5 years. It's like, okay, I'll get on that. It might be 3 years. It might be 1 year. You don't have a number of guitars you have to make a month or a year. You just spend the time that it takes to make one. And when it's done, it's done. And they just do that for their whole career. And I think that's amazing. Like, yeah. Can you imagine, like, you're just really good at something and your job is to just go be good at it? Just go be good at it, however long it takes.
Yeah.
How that's cool what you do. Would that be, though?
Like, that's what you do, right?
No, it's not, because I do have an upload schedule. I do have pressures. I do have these things that I can't. Time is very much a real thing. That it just is a real thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that's pretty cool.
That is
cool.
Anyway, the Paul Duncan just hit 150 subscribers and my channel is just a year old. I asked myself, what would it be if I was more consistent with posting videos? Need to work on that. Let's see. My excuse for making videos is wanting to use the expensive gear that I buy so it doesn't sit there and build up dust.
That was one of my major driving factors for starting a channel. I get it.
Introvert Amateur says, not sure if my email made it to you, but I'll say it again. You both are the reasons why my YouTube spark is still alive. Thanks to your videos podcast, I'm currently at 235 subs and love the community conversation.
Oh, I don't remember an email, but thank you. That's really nice.
I remember seeing it, and I'm going to feel really bad if I didn't reply. But I do remember seeing this.
Kat likes the term the swipey. I like that too.
The swipey.
Yeah, it's just the swipey.
Long live the long form.
Right.
Love the that needs to be on a shirt.
Long live the long form. Yes. Cat merch.
JFK, hello. Always wearing a hat, lady, and Mr. Nerdy sub.
Who? Me? Nerdy? I'm cool.
I mean, there are such things as cool nerds, okay?
That's true.
DJ, where? I want to thank you both. I'm trying shorts, perhaps doing more learning than trying, but you both were right.
Cool. I mean, learning is important.
Awesome.
It's all part of the process, right?
Yeah. Let's see. As much as there's a lot of AI tech in music, I feel like it'll be decades before I can create music, like proper music.
I know it's very cliche to like quote 1984, but the thing I remember in that book is that people were singing songs, you know, and it's like the song of the average worker and the average person, this kind of stuff. But the songs were all written by machines and things that had never been human. And I thought that was always very interesting.
Do you know what this means?
Long live Fender Squier. Yeah, Squier is Fender's like low end brand. So when you buy a $200 Telecaster or Stratocaster, it'll be a Squier. But
Mike says, YouTube keeps pushing the shorts and I will stick with long form. People need connection too. They are tired of feeling alone. Stay with it. You're helping a lot of people who feel the same way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying don't do shorts, but
TikTok is literally presenting to Congress right now, like today. Oh God. So
are they pointing to words?
No one does that anymore. That trend is so gone.
What I was thinking though with that was,
that's funny.
Short form's fine. I think the problem is because it's so popular, so many people feel obligated. Like, well, I make videos, I have to.
It feels like the thing that you're supposed to do.
And if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Like, I really feel like that's important.
I feel like that with live streaming, that happened. Like,
I mean, it happens with a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, whatever happens to be
like,
trendy.
oh, okay, we got to do live streaming now. Yeah, of course.
Jinko jeans. I don't want my jeans to be this wide. Well, you don't have to wear them. It's okay.
Okay, who had Jinko jeans?
I didn't. I never had a pair.
I didn't either.
I never wanted them, but I remember...
I remember always going to Hot Topic and picking the hanger up and just be like, look how huge these
so
are.
Wide. I remember there were so many people who wore them and I would be like, I don't know what kind of shoes they wear. I've never seen this person's shoes because the jeans.
Oh yeah, like they encompass the shoe and they touch the ground. I'll use Canva AI to make a shirt. Yeah, you could use Canva to print merch.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Canva's really like,
dude, Canva
from being like the little free quick design app.
Oh, now it's the go-to.
The global empire that they are now.
Yeah, it's crazy. All nerds are cool. What's up, Mike? I wish that TikTok CEO the best of luck. I need a clip of that. Tom Talk.
Oh no. I guess you're supposed to go to both sides. I only did one side.
Yeah.
Or I'm supposed to be off to the side of the screen pointing.
We need to do like a dancey.
No, we don't.
Short.
I don't.
Now I have an idea.
I don't.
You see the idea coming to me. Heather and Tom make a. I can't download TikTok, but we can make a YouTube short.
No.
Or an Instagram reel. And then everyone will remix it. It'll go viral.
Oh, we don't need... Yeah, we'll click that viral button on the upload.
Anyway. Hey, Zen.
Oh, hey.
How are you? Wait, let me check my notes because I feel like I wrote more. Why are you laughing?
I don't know. Notes are fun. I enjoy notes. Mock talk. Mike says, I thought Jinko jeans are so ridiculous. I was too old for them even in high school. They were... very, very popular when we were in high school. That was...
Oh, yeah, your comic.
Oh.
Do you have it? You should show it.
I don't know how to show it. I could try to find it here.
Here. Internet. Let's do this.
Heather find it.
What is it called?
I don't know. It's like monetizing hobbies comic.
Oh, yeah.
This is just something I stumbled across the other day, but we laughed. We got to go to image search here. Hey.
Oh, this is it.
Like the first one. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks, Google AI.
Okay. Are you ready for this?
Dun, 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 dun.
Gadoosh. So it kind of reminded me of... Oh, I hate it when I do this.
You just download like...
the web.
Not an image.
Yeah. The web. But, yeah, your thing reminded me of this. Let's see if that's a JPEG. That's not.
A WebIP. You gotta do a screenshot.
Oh, here. Save image. We'll get there. Nope. Oh, there's a PNG. Save. Sorry.
No, people have to watch text.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Yes. It's from kevincomics.com. I was hiding. This is the difference between us. I hid behind it and you popped out on the side. That explains our personalities in a big way.
Yeah. That is so us. See, of course, I was like, look, it's perfectly in the center, so you can go on the other side. And of course, you hid behind the thing. This is Tom.
So let me get out of the way.
This is Tom. Okay, but
anyway, we can pop over to the side here.
Yeah, you be the monster.
Sure.
Okay, ready? What a relaxing new hobby I found.
Turn it into a side hustle.
Can't I just enjoy it?
No, make passion your passive income.
But
monetize your free time.
And now I'm selling stupid scarves for $20
or whatever. I think a lot of people relate to this, where it's like, essentially, you know,
it starts out like a fun thing.
Yeah. Well, it's the cliche of like, not every hobby needs to be monetized, because how many times have you, especially if it's something you make, whether it's baking, crafts, whatever. I get into 3D printing, so sometimes I 3D print stuff. One of the first things so many people say, you should sell that. You should open up a shop.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, but I don't want to. I
know.
Can't I just have the...
I also don't blame them for asking.
No, I mean...
Because why wouldn't you?
It's not unreasonable to have
Why wouldn't you, you know? Like, obviously.
And sometimes that's, you know, we were just at our favorite bakery yesterday that started... Yeah, from someone making cookies. She
had a passion for baking cookies. Yeah.
But I think this comic, where is it here, makes a lot of sense, because if you're not careful and you just get caught up into it, you end up in the last frame where it's like this thing you loved
is now just something you resent.
Just a thing of resentment, and frustration and exhaustion.
And I feel like I feel like this has happened to me multiple times on my journey. It's like, I'm Kevin's stupid scarves over here. And it's crazy because, you know what's the craziest part about this? What is that, like, it is your choice,
right,
to be Kevin in this last panel right here.
It's hard to be a weather person. I feel like they should be paid more.
Like, that's straight up a choice. No one makes you do that. No one makes you do that. You don't have a boss. It's totally like, it's totally it's a series of decisions to get to that point.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel wrong at all. And then before you know it, it's like that.
I think a lot of it comes down to, it's not that it feels wrong. Sometimes it feels so right, as Chuck Mangione would say, because you're following the stuff that you think, like, I should be doing this. And it's like, yeah, I should be doing this. And you're following other advice and you're following that. But maybe that isn't what you as an individual should be doing, because it's not, like Kat said, it's not a one size fits all for everybody.
Yeah. So I'm excited because I basically what I've done with this 38 by 38 challenge is, like, I kicked the monster out of the house. I'm just gonna
goes down the street.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do my relaxing new hobby, basically, and try to make the best scarves I can.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Really excited about it. There's something else I was gonna say, but here, you look at the comments. I have to remember what it was.
All right.
What was it?
Let's see here. JFK. Do you think better quality equals better sound? So this is actually a very interesting question, because I hear this a lot with microphones when I do mic reviews, and people are like, oh, that really cheap mic sounds just as good as the expensive mic. And they might be right. Getting it to sound that good is the hard part. And same with instruments. Like, my first guitar was a really cheap Squier from 20 years ago. So it was like $90. It can sound fine. It's not fun to play. Even after I refinish it and did stuff, it's like, it is not an enjoyable guitar to hold, to play. The neck is awful. Versus, like, my American P bass is an absolute joy to play. And because it's so fun to use, not only does that make it easier to sound good, but it's more encouraging to use. And I think when a lot of people start out, I give this advice with cameras all the time. Like, yeah, you could get a $300 camera. You're going to hate it because you're just going to run into brick wall after brick wall after brick wall. But if you save $800, get a Sony ZV-E10, right? I can't remember Sony camera models now because there's so many new ones. But yeah, the ZV-E10, because they're coming out with a new one and it threw off my brain. The one that's out now, that's going to, like, it's not that it's the best camera on the market, but it's good enough to create good results and do so easily, reduce friction, and enjoy the process of using it. So there really is, like, cost output correlation.
There you
go. Did you remember what you were going to say?
No.
Oh.
I don't.
You're looking at me like you.
I actually don't even know if there was a second point, but that's okay. Yeah, mock talk. Miro was here, pulled out of the last stream the other day for an emergency. Has been crazy again. Here
I
now.
hope things are okay.
Yeah. Mike says, I've intentionally not wanted to get paid as a photographer because I want to preserve the fun.
Mm-hmm.
Even people that try to hire me, I just do it for free.
I think it's important to keep in mind. And you maybe different people want to try getting paid for things they love, but yeah, being aware that your relationship with the thing you do changes when it becomes a source of income, or especially if there's a client involved.
Like, depends on the person too.
Yeah, that's why it could be worth trying.
Yeah, because I feel like for some people, like I could see how for you it's not going to change anything, but for me it would change everything. Like it would
change everything.
I feel like you would be better at keeping the balance though. My brain can't do it. Like, I
don't know about that. I think you give me a lot of credit. Maybe I play it off.
Because you're awesome.
So great,
Tom.
but yeah,
and I love you.
Sounds so sarcastic.
No, I do.
No, I know.
Did we say that you hit 120,000 subscribers? Let's give this guy a round of applause. Ooh, congrats.
Thank you.
Very excited for you.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, that's insane.
I kind of thought it would stop at 100, so if it kept going, which is great.
Yeah.
And I like the pace at which it's going. It's
nice. You're at a very comfortable,
it's
not stressful pace. Yeah. It's like so good right now. I'm like, dang, people. I feel like when people hit a certain point, it's just nothing but stress. But if anything, like you're in a good rhythm.
I think that's the benefit of slow and steady is you don't get thrown into I guess that's why we're always talking about you, Nick, if you're still here, is because you're such a good example of someone who did have a crazy like growth explosion, but because of prior experience and just who you are as a person, you handled it well, whereas so many people more often than not,
when they go viral,
drop the ball.
Yeah. It's like, what is this? Yeah. But anyway.
All right. Thanks, Kat, for the congrats, Kat. Thank you. Is it time to clear the table?
I think it might be time to clear the table.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you for being here. We are up in the air as whether or not we're going to do something next week.
I'm going to plan on it.
Scheduling.
I have a doctor's appointment for a procedure. So, hopefully I'll be okay because it's in the morning. But I want to be here. The spirit is willing. I'm just setting expectations. He's like, see? Who's the practical one out of the two of us? That way, if there is one, great. If you're not feeling up to it, then it's like, that's okay too. Yeah. No guilt, No You might have guilt. To do solo suds in. Anyway. You might have to solo couples table. You know what you should do? You should just put the eCam link out there. Have everyone join. That'd be cool. You have now given me a task. You have given me a job to do, a thing to organize. I would want to watch it. Sounds fun. Whatever. We'll try to make it happen. Alrighty. All right. It's time to clear the table. Clear the table now. All right. Thanks for being here. I hope you all have a safe, happy, healthy, fun rest of your week. And we will see you next time. Yep. Bye. I couldn't find the outro. Okay, bye. So you did the foot pedal.